Welcome to the On Call podcast.
Hi everyone, welcome to the On Call podcast where we do deep dives into the lives of doctors in hopes of documenting it and also try to address issues relevant to our Indian medical community along the way. So this is part of the second segment of the podcast series where I interview doctors from my generation, and of course we try to document their lives, but more importantly, we talk about certain niche skills that they have acquired along their journey without much guidance, and in doing so we're trying here to create access for the listeners of this podcast to try your hand at these skills and make things easier for you basically. A certain disclaimer before we begin, this is going to be a slightly more information intensive podcast. So if you want to make notes, feel free to do so. But more importantly, stick till the end of the podcast because we talk about a lot of important issues throughout. Today I have with me Dr. Chandrayee Pattanayak, who recently graduated from NDMC Medical College and Hindurao Hospital here in Delhi. But you might know her as Healing Neuron, which is her Instagram alias. Chandrayee is extremely vocal about the importance of mental health and co-curriculars during undergrad. And of course, she's an integral part of the Indian medical study grammar community, helping students deal with exam anxiety and strategy. She's also an incredible human being. I'll attach all her links in the description below. Please do go check her out. Dr. Chandrayee Pattanayak, everybody. Hi, Chandrayee.
Hi.
How is everything? How is the NEET PG delay news?
I'm
How are you
trying to
handling
taking it. I'm trying to take it in, but I don't really think I am succeeding. And I don't know. Like if you see it from another perspective, it means more free time.
Yeah, that's the perspective I'm in. I'm in like now I have all this extra free time, so I'm just trying to enjoy it a bit more.
Okay, so I'm just sleeping. I'm just concerned. I'm trying to work on my sleep debt.
Yeah.
And the future debt
Yeah.
that I might have.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to work on that.
Yeah.
And maybe a few projects that I might start.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
Just as an introduction, Chandrayee, you've always grown up in Delhi?
No, actually, I was born in Delhi, and
Yeah.
then I did my schooling from Shimla, and then
Yeah.
2 years in US.
Okay.
And I came back to Shimla,
Yeah.
and then my class 11, 12, after class 10th, I
Yeah.
came back to Delhi.
Okay.
So then my education is from Delhi.
Yeah. Which college did you go to?
I went to NDMC Medical College.
Okay. And how was the whole 5.5 years of MBBS experience? How was college like in general?
Okay, I think it was good and bad, like all college experiences.
Yeah.
Ours was the second batch, so it was
Yeah.
a new college.
Yeah.
And ours was the second batch, and we had students. We had 50 students there. So initially, it's very exciting. You have college and there are 50 students. But then the thing is that it gets kind of saturated.
Yeah.
Because you have 50 students. So I think that's where the bad part comes in, or everybody knew everything about the other person. Everybody knew everything basically.
Yeah. Okay. There was no private space.
Yeah.
Because with 50 people in a batch, I'm
Yeah.
guessing that would be. Has it increased now?
No, it's still.
It's still 50?
I think it's 60. They increased it to 60. Not
Yeah.
like it'll make any difference. But
Yeah.
anyway, I think college life was just like college life should be. It
Yeah.
was good as well as bad.
I'm guessing since it was like a relatively new college and also because it's less in number, was it a very tight-knit community within college?
Initially, yes, but then we
Yeah.
had. But yeah, I'd say that my batch is pretty tight knit.
Yeah. No, in general, do you have a good relationship with your juniors, your
Yeah.
seniors?
We have an exceptional relationship with our seniors because we were just two batches when I came.
Of course, yeah.
With our juniors, yes, I feel like our juniors have a really united batch.
Yeah.
The batch, 2015 batch, is a good batch in itself. I really
Yeah.
like the way that batch functions.
Okay. Considering that, this is something that new colleges go through, especially new medical colleges, the initial few batches now have the burden also of setting trends within the college.
Yeah. Yes, they do. We never had anybody who did the STS, ICMR STS.
Yeah, of
So I was the
course.
first person to do
Yeah.
that. Yeah, so then I had all those juniors coming to me.
What was your report on?
Mine was the biochemical and psychological effect of stress on our body. So it got through. My proposal was accepted. My report was also accepted. The only issue was that since my college was new, my dean did not sign on the the human ethics paper.
Yeah.
She said that we had a different thing. Like there was something from the hospital side and there was something from the college side. So my guide was from the hospital side. So
Yeah.
she said, if you've done it from the hospital side, get it signed from the hospital MS.
Yeah.
Now the MS was like, this is something that should come from the college.
Yeah.
So nobody signed on it. And ICMR was very nice. They gave me 1 month extra to fill the human ethics thingy because I had used human participants. So
Yeah.
I had to have that ethics form filled. But the ethics meeting passed before that, and my college seniors or my college faculty wasn't very.
Well, that's unfortunate.
It was unfortunate, but the good part was, okay, I did not get an article published, but
Yeah.
the whole experience was pretty nice.
Yeah, of course, because now you're tuned to research in general.
Yeah.
It really breaks that barrier.
Yeah, so I got to know about research writing,
Yeah,
how to
that's
write
something.
papers,
Yeah, exactly.
and everything. And my dad is a scientist, so I'm
course.
always, like really intrigued by research work. Maybe I might want to go that side. Like a part of me wants to do PhD.
Yeah.
So since I did it in first year, it really helped me to break all those myths and all the questions I had. So now if I want to start research, I know people. I got to know a lot of people through this,
Yeah.
and so that.
So this was back in second year, I'm guessing, right?
No, I did in first year. Everything, all the results and all came in second year.
Yeah.
So apart from that, there are other things also. Like my batchmate gave USMLE and she got a match. So now all juniors will go towards her.
Yeah.
So we did not have a senior. So that way. So there were a lot of things that, we were like the stepping stones.
Yeah. You created those
Yeah,
access
yeah.
points in
Yeah,
college.
yeah.
You as a batch.
We made all the societies
Yeah.
and everything. So
Of course. Were you big into like co-curriculars during MBBS?
yes, I was. I'm the kind who can't sit in my hostel and just study. So
Yeah.
I was a part of the drama club, and we actually we went to lots of competitions, and I went to a competition in MAMC. Thing is, since we did not know much about street play, so our play wasn't that great.
Yeah,
'Cause we
valid.
were all new.
Of
But the
course.
fact that we actually
We
had that
went, yeah.
exposure, and then I tried my hand at singing, I tried my hand at dancing, everything. I was part of the cultural society.
Okay.
And also part of the, in third year, I was part of the literary society. So
Yeah.
I was the quiz master. I made all the quizzes.
Okay.
So I took part in a lot of activities in college. yeah.
Okay. That's great. Did you do debates and stuff?
Yes, I actually did do debates. I won a few
Because I
debates.
know
yeah.
Delhi has a good debating circuit among medical colleges.
Yeah. I did not go outside. I did go outside. I did not win them.
Yeah, of
but-
course. The point of it is just going outside.
okay.
Yeah.
So I did go. I went to UCMS and I went to MAMC, and I think I went to LH also.
Yeah.
I did not go to the DU colleges because I feel like DU as in the Delhi
course,
University,
yeah.
because I felt like they have like really hi-fi
High
debaters.
standards? Yeah,
But
okay.
public speaking is like something that I really like.
Dude, I have this similar experience as well. I hated going to MUNs, especially because MUNs were usually organized by not medical colleges, right?
Yes.
So I went to the IIM Calcutta MUN, which is a big MUN, right? And I went there, and it was my first MUN, and I was just starstruck. I was just like, what is this going on? And I couldn't speak anything, and I was the delegate for Ghana, and it ended horribly. And I never went to another MUN, but just because of that, I now have that. It's a CV point.
Yeah, that you went to.
Yeah. And also, just now I know about how MUNs functions in general. So that great.
Yeah.
I'm guessing that because you also went outside.
Yeah.
You also brought in, because of this exposure, you also brought in all this information back to your college, and you helped create all these societies.
Yes. So outside, as in to other colleges. Yeah, we did like the drama society. I got to know about how street plays function. We did not know much, so we did whatever like we thought. So yeah, we did it, but sometimes I feel like obviously the drama club dissolved because we did not win there, and medical students have that thing about winning, that if you don't win, it's nothing.
Yeah.
So after me, I think the drama club did not go on, but other clubs, literally lit society, I see like my college is organizing its fest. It's coming up recently. It's called Arrhythmia.
Yeah.
And I see my juniors, like we started this thing called Beg, Borrow, Steal in college when I was in third year, and it was me, my friend, and a few juniors, and I see it happening every year.
Oh,
so
okay, that's great.
It's pretty cool.
It's just so great to see that you've sort of created a legacy in college, right?
Yeah. So
You also told me that you were part of these national and international organizations.
yes.
Can you please talk about that?
Okay, so I'll talk about. I was part of two organizations. One is MSAI, and the other is AMSA.
Yeah.
So MSAI is Medical Students Association of India. We got to know it because there were a few seniors who were contacted by people of MSAI, and they told us that you can have this group in your college because your college is fairly new and it'll look great on your CV. And a lot of us were aiming for USMLE at that time. So we thought, yeah, that'd be fun because who doesn't like to do workshops and seminars and everything? And none of this costed any money. So this was, we didn't have to put in our own money here. You just need to pay $1,000 for your registration.
Yeah.
And after that, you don't have to pay. It's just one
exactly.
lifetime payment. And through this, you also get to know students from other colleges, which is great because I think the medical student network is not that great as in networks of other colleges. So I feel this really helped me to connect with a lot of students from other colleges. So when I got into it, the process was that there's an app called Plexus MD, and that is at that time that is where the registration was happening. I don't know how the registration works now, but MSAI has an Instagram
of course,
account. So
I'm sure there's a link tree.
Yeah, I'm sure there. Yeah. So when I got into it, we did a lot of workshops. So most of our workshops included going to the nearby schools and educating little children. So one of them that really is stuck in my head because it was so beautiful. It was where we went to a nearby school and we had students from early teenagers who don't know anything about menstruation.
Yeah.
And they might have some questions, girls and boys both. They might have some questions. It was called Period Talk. And we went there, we divided ourselves into groups and we took their questions. We asked them to write it down and we talked to them about it. And it was also a kind of sex education along with that.
Yeah.
And the good thing was that we got to know what they thought about it. We corrected them on their beliefs, and it was an amazing talk because it was one-to-one, and they were not shy. Initially they were a bit shy, but once we started talking and we started joking around, they were very very open with what they thought was menstruation or what they thought what they think sex is. So it was great talking to them about it, educating them about it, and I think that workshop was one of the best workshops I've been in. And there were others also where which were kind of similar, which worked in this manner. You divide yourself into groups, you talk to children, and then you correct their myths or whatever they think that is there. So yeah, these were a few workshops that.
So where exactly were these workshops held? In the suburbs?
No, in schools near our college. There were a few schools near our college.
Okay.
So we went there. We had blood donation camps as well. We organized them in our own college.
Did you ever face any backlash from the people you were educating, like parents of the kids you were educating?
No.
Did that ever happen?
No. This was in school. I think it was done with their consent.
Okay.
And with the consent of the teachers.
Okay.
So that never really happened.
Okay, valid. You were also part of AMSA, right?
Yes. I went to
Japan.
I went to Japan. Yes. So a little background. So I was not a part of AMSA in the beginning. AMSA is Asian Medical Students Association.
Of course, yeah.
And I got to know about this from my seniors. My seniors went to the AMSA when I was in second year. They went to Singapore.
Yeah.
And my friends went to AMSA Australia when I was in second year. So I really wanted to go to AMSA but for many reasons I couldn't. So when I got to know that it's in Japan, and Japan is a country that I really wanted to go to.
Yeah.
So it was in my intern year. I filled it up ASAP, and then they have an interview, and then they after the interview they give out the results, and I was selected. So I was pretty happy. And the AMSEP normally occurs during the month of March and March.
Yeah.
Depends actually on for which country you're going to, what's the best weather at that time. So for us it was March. It was just before the cherry blossoms bloom.
Yeah.
So we went at that time, and it's a subsidized rate. So for 1 week, apart from travel, everything will be managed by them. I have to give them $350.
Yeah.
So the Japanese students will take us to their university and show us around, and you can do touristy things as well. There are days fixed for doing touristy things and all. So that is how I got to know, and so there were a lot of students. There were 10 of us.
Yeah.
Most of them were from Delhi, so we booked our flight tickets together.
Yeah.
And those 7 days were amazing.
How did you manage internship with this?
So I was in surgery, and luckily the unit that I was in, the PG there, the unit that I was in, they were actually very accepting, and they told me I used 6CL, and they were like, yeah, have fun, go.
Okay.
So my HOD was amazing.
This was a week-long affair.
Yeah,
right?
so they were very amazing. It was amazing, and my co-intern who I was working with was also, she had been to AMSA Australia.
Okay.
So she understood. So she was also very supportive of it. And the PG that I worked with, Dr. Hussain, he was also amazing, and so I got things for them when I came back.
Yeah, of course.
So
what exactly did you guys have workshops over there during AMSA?
No, we didn't really have workshops. So one day we actually did a physio practical with them.
Yeah.
So it was based on how one side of our brain reacts when we have a prism in our eye. So when we wear prism glasses, how does our brain react? So you got to know the dominant side of your brain, or you got to know which side of your brain does not work that well, even if it's dominant. If your dominant brain, so suppose the right side or left side is the dominant brain, but does it work that well?
Okay.
So there were a lot of things. I did not really understand the theory behind it because there was a lot of language barrier. These people only speak Japanese, and their books are only in Japanese. So I did not really understand it at that moment. So from whatever I could gather, this was there. So
was there a translator over there?
No, we did not have a translator. They spoke in English, but their English wasn't that good. There were very few Japanese whose English was like really, really good. And so I couldn't really get to the logic behind the whole experiment, but the whole process was pretty fun.
Of course.
The process was fun. And then we went to their hospitals.
Yeah.
And
how was the healthcare infrastructure over there?
It's amazing. It is out of the world.
How many years ahead of India or Delhi?
I'll tell you what. So their emergency services are very practical. Everything is very practical. So suppose what happens here is if somebody comes to the ER with a broken leg, so we'll send him to the X-ray department. We'll send him to radio department. कि पहले X-ray करके आओ, and then they will get the X-ray done, and then an ortho will come in, and then so a lot of people are involved.
Yeah.
So there, the emergency doctors are trained for all emergencies. They are orthopedicians themselves. Their CT machine is in the OT.
Yeah.
Their X-ray machine is in the OT or in the emergency room, so that the patient does not face any problem, and there is no delay in healthcare.
There's no logistical problems.
No, ER doctors are treated for laparotomies. They're trained for doing laparotomies, trained for fixing all these, they're trained for everything. Every kind of emergency, they're trained for it.
Yeah, that's
From
great.
every department, all subjects and all the different types of emergencies that can happen, they're trained for it.
That's great. That's
actually,
very holistic.
That is something that I found was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So the same doctor will be doing laparotomy, the same doctor will be treating you for DKA. So they are trained for everything.
Great. Apart from that, any other experience that you had in the Japan hospitals? That
we saw the helipad. That was amazing.
very, very, very Grey's Anatomy moment.
Yeah, it was very bougie, and I sat there and felt really good. So it's pretty nice, and the whole view from the helipad was very nice. So
Japan,
yeah, that was pretty nice.
Okay, so your internship is over. So, of course, Chandrayee here is a huge Instagram celebrity. So she's been running her Studygram account, which she likes to call her blog, for a long time now. I think you started it back when you were in internship.
No, actually, I started it in after my third year got over.
Yeah.
It was actually an art account. It was called Medical Doodles.
Okay.
So I used to make these little doodles, and I used to take time lapses of them, and I used to post them on YouTube because I really needed to be busy after my third year, and when final year started, I did not have the time,
Yeah.
or frankly the energy, or frankly the sources, because I
Yeah.
had a bad phone camera.
Yeah.
And I did not know how to edit well, and my YouTube channel wasn't really going that well. I mean,
Yeah.
who wants to see time lapses of? I mean, it's not something
But it's
that
something
is-
you have to be consistent at. Well.
Yeah, and so I left it in between. So I picked it up in between. When I got an iPad, I started digital art and everything. But then I thought, for art is not something that I can be consistent with.
Okay.
But I can be consistent with something that is in my field, that is a medgram, not a
Okay.
studygram, a medgram.
Yeah.
Like where I put in things about my day-to-day activities. I posted in ortho, so when I was in the OPD, there were bones lying there. So, I would take a picture of my book with the bone, and I realized that this is much easier and
Yeah.
this takes less effort and something I can really be candid about. I can
Yeah,
really,
valid.
talk about my experiences on, and that is the time when I started preparation for NEET PG. So I thought that, if I get to know people who are in the same boat, it would be really nice.
Yeah.
And so that is when I started the account. That is how the
Whole
account-
journey began.
Yeah.
Did you first start off because you worked with Discord for a while?
Yeah.
So did you work with Discord initially, or
No.
was it around the same time?
No. Initially, I had no idea about Discord.
Yeah.
So before the whole lockdown, and I started studying before when I took a drop year.
Yeah.
This is before COVID and the
Yeah.
lockdown happened.
Yeah.
So studying seemed very easy peasy at that time. I could go out to the library, I could hang out with my friends after studying and everything. So studying did not seem as
Tedious.
It did not seem tedious. It seemed fun to me because I
Okay.
had friends who were preparing with me.
Yeah.
But when COVID happened and I couldn't go out, that is when studying actually became more of a torture.
Yeah.
And it was very difficult to study at that time, and I realized that a lot of people might be facing the same thing. So I did not start all of this until 2021 actually. So for a long time, because with the lockdown and everything and my mental health going haywire,
Yeah.
I actually deactivated
Yeah.
Instagram. Till November INI. 2020 of November INI, I thought that I will just focus on studying and not really interact much with people. But in 2021, after giving the INI, I got a decent rank.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, now I can do this.
Yeah.
I've passed that phase. You have that phase where you're only in 60 percentile,
Yeah.
you're only in 50 percentile, you're not going above that.
Yeah.
I felt like I had crossed that stage now,
Yeah.
and now even if I talk to people, it will be more of a benefit
Yeah.
than actually
Yeah.
pulling me back. So what I started in 2021 was that I started streaming my study sessions on YouTube. So
Yeah.
they were live streaming.
Yeah.
So I started doing that, and that's when I realized, and I saw how other all of these live streamers work. I realized that they also have a discount page running.
Discord page, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Discord page running alongside. I did try that, but thing was that I did not really have a high-end laptop. The fact
Yeah.
that it was streaming on YouTube was enough for me.
Yeah.
But what happened was, after a point, when the April exam also got postponed, the same thing happened. My mental health tanked. I
Yeah.
did not want to stream anymore.
Yeah.
That is when all the friends, I actually built a huge community.
Yeah.
with the-
By this time you have.
Yeah. So-
because I realize there's something in the Indian context. There's not a lot of study with me, especially medical study with me. People
They're not.
weren't there at that time. Even now, there's like a very few number
Yes,
of people
yes.
who do that. Because it takes in I feel like there's a lot of hesitancy involved with it.
And it also needs some tech support. You need
Yeah,
to have
of
good
course.
internet. You
Yeah,
need to
yeah.
have a good laptop. You need
You have to have a good understanding of how
it works.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to know everything about how the software works and
Yeah.
everything.
How long would you run these sessions for?
Actually started at 6 a.m. and would end them at 11.
11 p.m.
Yeah.
How would what? How did
Yeah,
you do
they're
that?
still there on my YouTube channel.
How did you do
I
that?
think I was really motivated at that time because I had a
Did
good...
you not get up for lunch or
No,
whatever?
I had... Oh, no, it worked on a Pomodoro system.
Okay.
So we had 1 hour and then 10 minutes break. So we did 10 sessions like
But the
that.
session is running, just that you have a 10-minute break. in between.
Yeah. And we had a lunch break, we have a tea break, and after in the morning after the morning 3 breaks, we had a 20 minutes tea break again. So there were timely breaks, and the session would be running.
Yeah.
So that is how I brought my YouTube to life.
Okay.
So I did this. Actually, did it consistently for 2 months.
Yeah.
But then the exam
Got postponed. Yeah, the April one.
Yeah. So then I couldn't. I did it intermittently. I did stream intermittently till July INI.
Yeah.
But my July INI rank wasn't as good.
Yeah.
So, and there were a lot of things happening in my life as well.
Yeah.
And so everything just went downhill, and
Yeah.
I couldn't stream anymore. I did not find the motivation to stream. So that is when, you know, I decided that I'll make a more close-knit group. So since I
Okay.
had a community with
Yeah.
me, I decided, and they did not give up on me. This
Yeah.
community did not give up on me. They're like amazing people. A lot of them have gotten into PG.
Yeah.
And
So this community was basically mainly based in on YouTube.
yes, they found me on YouTube.
Yeah.
But
They migrated to Instagram or something.
we had a Telegram group. It's
Okay, of
called
course,
it's called the Wholesome Healing Neuron group, because
Oh my
most of them had
God.
cats.
Yeah.
So you know, so we have so there's a guy. His name is Dr. Fraze.
Yeah.
So he made lots of commands for the Telegram group. So you put a command.
Yeah.
So for a cat and or a pet, and
Yeah.
that pet would come in. So if anybody needed some serotonin at that
Yeah,
time, that
okay.
is why it was SSRI
Oh,
Healing Neuron
God.
group. So I'm grateful for that group because it kept me sane.
Yeah.
So this was during NEET 2021. So we had Discord group, the
Yeah.
close-knit group. We used to study there.
Yeah.
And one good thing about Discord is that you go there. It's all on your own. You go there. You join one of the voice channels. You turn on your camera, or you don't turn on your
Yeah.
camera. You're just there. It creates a sense of
A physical environment. It creates
you
a sense
know
of
that there
feeling.
are people studying along.
Yeah.
You have a routine because you
Yeah.
get up. You
and
see
there are
these
rooms
people.
within the Discord channel as well. So
Yeah, and you see these people, they're studying. You're like, okay, they're studying, so I should too. And
Yeah.
then you can and each way you can shit post on the
Group, yeah,
text
of course.
channels and
Yeah,
everything.
of course.
So that was there. So NEET 2021 did not go well. So
Yeah.
but still I had hope for it.
Yeah.
So I thought that I'd get in.
Yeah.
So actually I did not study till the first counseling result came in. I was actually
Yeah.
working for 3 months.
Okay.
But when the first counseling result came in, I realized that I didn't get it in the institute of my choice. I wanted
Yeah.
an institute in Delhi, and I
Yeah.
never got it. So that was when I was absolutely shattered. And but I decided to give the exam. I thought at that time I actually had 45 days for the exam. I
Yeah.
thought that okay, I've done this before. I can do it.
Yeah.
So I started preparing. But then the exam luckily got
Yeah.
postponed.
Yes.
That was one time when the postponement went in my favor. So I had 3 months. I had 100 days to be
Yeah.
precise. So one of my friends, her Instagram handle is Dr. Nebula.
Yeah.
She had started a
Studygram as well.
She had started a server.
Okay. A Discord server.
Yeah. So her Studygram is Dr. Nebula, but she
Yeah.
had started a server, and she's from my old YouTube community only.
Okay.
So we're good friends. So that server, I don't know if I'm exaggerating, but that server saved me because I was in such a low mood because I had to study again, which is
Yeah.
like PTSD for me.
Yeah.
But her server, and there are a lot of friends there. They all have studygrams, and we used to study every day. We're friends till now. We
Yeah.
watch movies together or we do things together.
Yeah.
And I'm really grateful to them because they were the ones that legit brought me back to life.
Yeah.
I used to go there, and I was actually one of the few people who would turn on their cameras and study.
Yeah.
And I would study every day. I made it a point, and I would study every day. And those 100 days, I was so consistent only because of them.
Okay.
So this is, I think that I don't know if a lot of people know about it, but Discord has a lot of servers, inbuilt servers. Like
Yeah.
there is a server called studywithme server, which is the world's biggest
Yeah.
study server.
Yeah.
So that might not feel that personal, but
Yeah.
if you really want to go and study somewhere
And start somewhere.
I think that would be the server to go to.
Yeah.
Or you can
Build your own
yeah.
and then build a community around that.
I feel like the hack to actually studying every day, the problem isn't the study material or what we have to study. The problem is the getting up and studying.
Yeah, the inner motivation to do it. Yeah.
I feel like when you have a bunch of people around you,
Keeps you accountable.
it keeps you accountable and it makes the whole process fun. As I said before COVID, studying did not seem tedious because I had friends.
Yeah, you had something to look forward to throughout the day.
Yeah.
Kept you busy.
Yes.
But then now, post COVID, that was not there. So now Discord gave you that dopamine.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So I would wake up because I knew that, my friends are studying here.
Yeah.
And since I had Discord on my phone as well, I could see
Yeah.
that, okay, they're all there. So
Yeah.
it's like you're missing out on a friend's group or something like
Yeah.
that. And Discord also has little things. Like there's a song robot.
Yeah.
So there's a bot. There are bots there. Okay.
Yeah.
So you can play songs. So we would sometimes play songs. Sometimes we play terrible songs.
Yeah.
You know, just for the fun of it.
Okay.
So this is fun.